Hello children and welcome to the session today. Dear children, during your young years in junior school or maybe play school, do you remember playing with tiny blocks where you put them together to build a tower? If you do, very good. So basically, just like those tiny blocks which were put together to build a tower, the living organisms are made up of very tiny units. These units are called cells, and these cells put together create a living being. So today in this session in chapter number 8, we are going to understand about cell structure and functions. We are going to understand the cell, its theory, the unicellular and multicellular organisms, differentiate between plant and animal cells, and understand growth and division of the cell. Children, the first cell was discovered by Robert Hooke, who was understanding the cork, the structure of a cork. And for the first time, the cells were observed under a microscope by Anton van Leeuwenhoek. And the study of cells is known as cytology. So, in order to understand the general concept of the cell, German biologists formulated the cell theory. Now, this cell theory has got two main components in it. Cell is the basic structural and fundamental functional unit of all living organisms. All cells arise from pre-existing cells. Now, there is also an amendment to the theory which is known as the modern cell theory. It says that cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. All living organisms are composed of cells. All cells arise as a result of division of pre-existing cells, and all cells are basically alike in their chemical composition and metabolic processes. Now, exceptions to this cell theory are the viruses, because these have to conduct all the activities inside the host cell. If they are outside the host cell, they are practically non-living. And the second is the origin of the cells. It says that it comes from pre-existing cells. So, where did the first cell come from? And the second is mitochondria and chloroplasts have their own genetic material and they reproduce while inside the parent cells. So, these are the three exceptions to the cell theory. Now, let's understand the difference between unicellular and multicellular organisms. In unicellular organisms, as we can see in this picture, in these four examples, amoeba, paramecium, euglena and chlamydomonas, all these are single-celled organisms. In these organisms, all the life functions are carried out by just one cell. So, they are unicellular. Multicellular organisms are like Volvox, Hydra, Homo sapiens, that is human beings. Now, children, very interestingly, cells also come in different shapes and sizes. As you can see in this picture, the red blood cells are round. There are muscle cells which are elongated. There is the ovum cell, the bone cell, the nerve cell and the sperm cell. As we can see here, each of them differentiates with each other as regards its structure and size and shape. Now, the basic structure of the cell, as we have understood, remains the same. Let us watch a video to understand the same. All cells show some similarities in their structure. A typical cell has three parts: cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. The cell membrane is a thin membrane around the cell cytoplasm that maintains cell shape and allows only some substances to enter or leave the cell. A cell wall is found in plants only. It is present outside the cell membrane and provides rigidity to the cell and protects the internal structure. The cytoplasm is a jelly-like substance living between the cell membrane and the nucleus. A number of cell organelles are suspended in it. The nucleus is a very important part of the cell. It usually is located in the center of the cell and consists of 4 parts. So we have learned about the different cell organelles, which are cell membrane, cell wall, cytoplasm, and there is the nucleus, mitochondria, plastid, vacuole and endoplasmic reticulum. Now what is the function of mitochondria? Mitochondria helps in oxidizing the food to release energy. Therefore, it is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Then there are plastids. Plastids contain chlorophyll. So, in which animal or plant would it be? Of course, it is going to be in the plants because chlorophyll is found in plants. Other than all this, children, where do we find the material that makes sure that the parent and the child are similar? The genetic material is found in the chromosomes, and the chromosomes are found in the nucleoplasm inside the nucleus. Now, there are also vacuoles, which are storage structure inside the plant cells, and there is the endoplasmic reticulum, which are membranous structure present inside the cell. Now, as we have seen that there are different cell organelles present in plant cells and animal cells. So, what exactly distinguishes the two? Let us understand with the help of these diagrams and the table given in your book. So, this diagram here gives us a comparative structure of an animal and a plant cell. Cell wall is absent in animal cells. A distinct cellulosic cell wall is present in plant cells. Vacuoles are less prominent, only food vacuoles are present in animal cells. More prominent and large vacuoles are present in plant cells. Centrosome is present in animal cell, it is absent in plant cell. Animal cells do not contain plastids except in euglena, and plastids are usually present in plant cells. Animal cells are smaller than the plant cells are larger than the animal cells. So, children, having understood the basic structure of the cell, now we need to know how growth and division of cells take place. So, essentially, according to the cell theory, all cells arise from the parent cell. So, here is a wonderful diagram that explains the same. In this diagram, we can see the division of cell wherein the parent cell, here they have taken the example of paramecium. The parent cell divides into 2 cells which are then known as daughter cells. Now, when the parent cell is dividing, as you can see, the nucleus is elongating, it is also dividing. So, all the cell organelles that are present in the parent cells are divided and they enter into the daughter cells such that the 2 daughter cells are absolutely identical to each other. So, children, in this chapter, we have understood the cell structure, we have understood the functions of the cell, and we know that this cell is the basic structure of living organisms that combines to make up tissues, tissues to organs, organs to organ systems, and organ system to organism, if we are talking about multicellular organisms. So, I hope you are ready to attempt the questions at the back. Thank you.